Hello, TheLadyKeziah here. I've been having series of conversations with some young men who were into content creation and were doing so well, but I don't see much of their work these days. And the findings out of these conversations opened my mind into a lot of stand or mindset that a greater percentage of people have in this era of instant gratification. So this video seeks to address why we pay the price before the prize. Something I believe all of us have something to learn from it. One of the greatest illusions of the digital age is that visibility equals value and that influence should immediately equal income. When people ask, why do you share this for free? Why do you give so much knowledge that you could have even used in writing a book for free? They are often operating from a model of the world that prioritizes the transaction over the transformation. They see the prize, the monetization, the fame, the better life, but they fail to see the price that must be anchored in the foundation. To live a life that is truly yours, you must understand that you cannot harvest a field you haven't plowed, seeded, or watered with your own discipline. Let's consider the following then. Number one, the sacred season of sowing. The sacred season of sowing. Sharing knowledge and ideas for free is not a lack of business savvy. No. It is the act of paying your dues. It is the period where you refine your voice, test your wisdom, and build the portion of trust you eventually inhabit. If you wait for a prize before you are willing to pay the price, you will find yourself in a permanent state of lack. When you are monetized, who will watch when you haven't paid your dues? When you haven't built integrity for people to get to know what you stand for? The atmosphere shifts only when your consistency becomes undeniable. Should I repeat? The atmosphere only shifts when your consistency becomes undeniable. When you show up day after day, whether it's day 12 or day 300, you are not just posting content. You are establishing your self-concept as a leader and a contributor. You are putting a price on your name by providing that or by proving that your value is not dependent on a quick payout, but on a deep-seated purpose. Should I repeat? Whether it's a day 10, day 12, or day 300, you are not just posting content. You are establishing your self-concept as a leader and a contributor. You are putting a price on your name by proving that your value is not dependent on a quick payout, but on a deep-seated purpose. Number two, what to do while awaiting a better life. So you might think it's just a concept, but I learned so much. What to do while awaiting a better life. We all desire a better life, right? But there's something we must do whilst we are waiting the better life. The waiting room between sowing and reaping is where most people quit. The waiting room between sowing and reaping between the sowing and reaping is where most people quit. They see others' juicy highlights and begin to compare, losing their internal compass. To stay focused on your journey during this season, you must engage in 3 difficult yet necessary practices. Namely, refine your internal representation. Number 2, review your circle and remove distractions. And then number 3, respect the law of the process. So refine your internal representation. While we wait for the external world to catch up to our vision, we must first live the better life internally. This means revisiting your self-image. Do not act like a person who is lacking. Act like a person who is preparing. If you want a monetized life, develop a monetized discipline today, not when a social media account will be monetized. That is for content creation, but it applies to every aspect of life. You want people to know you for a particular thing. In the beginning, you would have to do these things for free for people to get to know who you are and what you are capable of before the monetary price will come. How you handle the free season determines how you will handle the fortune season. So when you see people charging so high today, it is because they've paid their dues. They have served for more than a decade for free in places and areas and situations you are not willing and ready to go. Number 2, all within what I said, what to do while you are waiting. Number 2, within that, review your circle and remove distractions. As we have discussed, some people are distractions no matter how juicy they appear. Yeah. While you are waiting your shift, you cannot afford to have your energy leaked by those who use your story to fight their own internal battles. Use this waiting period to perform a distraction audit. Clear the space so that when the better life arrives, there is room for it to grow. Number 3, respect the law of the process. Respect the law of the process. All within the number 2, what to do while you are waiting. Respect the law of the process. Respecting other people's models of the world includes respecting the laws of the universe. Growth is a process, not an event. A greater percentage of people see and live with understanding like growth is an event. So they do a mega thing and they go to sleep. No, growth is a process, not an event. Use this time of waiting to developing the woman in you. You know that in quotes. You were expecting me to say to develop the woman in you. No, but the concept is developing the woman in you. So use this waiting period to develop the woman in you, to embrace what we call the developing the woman in you, developing the human in you. So when you are monetized, it will not be try and error. You've already paid your dues. You know your audience, you know your niche, and you know what you're offering to the world. And of course, once you are sold out on what to give, you should the people who patronize what you offer should also be ready to be sold out on how to service or pay for that service. The waiting is not a delay. It is a laboratory for your evolution. If you are waiting for better relationships, become a better partner. So there's a lot of work in the waiting, but everybody's so super excited about monetization. How I can monetize my life, how I can monetize my social media account. When you monetize, who would watch? Who would read if you don't build an audience before you are monetized? And this applies to life itself too. Number 3, the shift is inevitable. When you have paid your dues in the secret places, in the free sharing of wisdom, in the late night studying, and in the consistent setting of boundaries, the atmosphere eventually must shift. I've said it over and over again. Anytime you see somebody, hear somebody doing something publicly, and they are doing it so beautifully, so splendidly, chances are they've spent a lot of time secretly, privately, training on this that you didn't know. That is why they are doing it publicly and doing it beautifully. You don't just get up and win. There are processes. You begin to command respect because you have proven your integrity. You no longer have to chase the prize. The prize begins to pursue the person who have become. To the person who asked, to those of you who are asking, why do I give this for free at this point in my life? Yes, it is because you need to do that in order for the world to know what you stand for, what you can offer, and they know what you deserve. So to the person who is asking, why for free? The answer is simple. Because my purpose is not for sale, but my excellence has a price. Did you understand? And it applies to you too. Because your purpose is not for sale, but your excellence has a price. I am not waiting for a prize. I am becoming the woman who is worthy of it. I am paying the price today. I am paying my dues today so that in the next years to come, when I'm charging this much, I know I have paid my dues. I have done the free one. I have proven to the world the value I have placed on my name. If your life is yours to live, then your waiting period belongs to you too. Don't waste it in comparison or bitterness. Pay the price in service, in growth, and in focus. When the atmosphere finally shifts, it won't be because you got lucky. Hello? When the atmosphere finally shifts, when you get to charge that kind of money people are charging today, it wouldn't be because you got lucky. It would be because you were the only one left standing when the harvest finally arrived. So in as much as this conversation was just for content creation, it applies to every aspect of our lives. There are some services, there are some products that when you start, you would have to give a greater percentage of people souvenirs for free out of that same product. It is when they use them, it is when they taste them and they get to know the quality, then they will start chasing for them. So yes, you would have to pay the price before you obtain the prize. Think about these things. Much love and blessings.